Good morning, all. Yesterday we have learned about the water and the importance of water and why our body needs water, and even the fruits and vegetables contain water. Now, I'm going to tell you an activity that proves our digestive tract needs water. So, to know the use of the water, we have to do a small experiment. Let us take a sponge and move it on a pipe. It does not move easily. We feel little difficulty in moving the sponge on the pipe. So now dip the sponge in water. So when you dip the sponge in water, it absorbs all the water and it become little heavy. And when you move this sponge on the pipe, you can see that you will not feel any difficulty while moving the sponge on the pipe. The sponge on the pipes move very easily when it is dipped in the water. So in the same way, the food that we eat goes into the digestive tract move very difficulty in absence of water. So when we drink lot of water, when we drink plenty of water, the food in the digestive tract move as easily as sponge on the pipe. So now we came to know the importance of water in our digestive tract. Yes, the water helps the food to move easily in the digestive tract, and it also helps in the easy digestion. So in this process, the roughages also plays an important role. So the digestion of food will become easy when you add roughages to your food as well as the water. So now they have given the table number 6. It is about the balanced diet that you have to fill up. That is your homework. So before going into the topic of the balanced diet, what is a balanced diet? So the food that contains all types of nutrients is said to be balanced diet. So balanced diet is an important topic. In earlier classes also you have learned the balanced diet. So balanced diet is very important. So balanced diet is the diet that contains all the types of carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals in your diet. So they have given a thali here. Thali. What do you mean by thali? Many times you can heard this thali word when you go to a restaurant or anywhere they'll say that. Thali. Balanced diet is cheap indeed. It does not mean that your balanced diet should be costly. So the poor people or middle class people can also take a balanced diet. Like we have to see our food should contain dal, rice, rotis, green vegetables, little oil and jaggery. If you take your diet in this way, it is poor and does not cost costly, and it is said to be a balanced diet. So balanced diet is only the not necessary thing, and it should be seen that the food should be cooked in a proper way. So many of them, they cut the vegetables and then they'll wash the vegetables before cooking. So it is not the right way. First we have to wash the vegetables thoroughly in the tap water, and we have to cut the vegetables, and the food should not be cooked overheated. It should not be overcooked and it should not be reheated. So when the cook is cooked overly and reheated, and if you cut the vegetables and then you wash, the nutrients that are present in the vegetables will be lost. So avoid overcooking and reheating. Do you know the foods are to be eaten moderately, advocaatly, and plenty and sparingly? That means in small quantities. So what type of should we eat in small quantities and what should we take in plenty? So fruits, leafy vegetables should be used in plenty, and cooking oils and animals food, ghee, butter, cheese, they must be used sparingly in small quantities. So foods like cereal, pulses, milk, curd, etc. should be taken advocaatly. So in this way you have to maintain our diet as balanced. Now avoid junk foods. Junk foods like pizzas, sandwiches, So what will happen when you eat these kind of foods to your body? It is being depleted for the other food substances, and it can cause damages to our digestive system. It is better to avoid eating junk food. Food habits of the people depends upon the climatic conditions and the cultural practices of that particular area. So in South India we eat rice and all different types of curries, whereas in North India they take chapati, rotis as their daily food. Why? Because the wheat is grown widely in that region, in north region, whereas in south regions paddy is grown more. So our cultural habit of food is rice. In North Indian it is roti. Now coming to the next point, history of food and nutrition. So until about 170 years ago there was a little knowledge about the nutrition. So later on, French man named Lavoisier in 1743 to 1793, he paved a new way to the importance of nutrition and the research of nutrition. So in the year 1752, James Linn's, he discovered the scurvy, which could be cured by eating fresh fruits and vegetables. So they have discovered the disease scurvy and how can it be prevented. So from the research of James Lynn, he discovered that we have to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables in order to prevent the disease scurvy. And later on in 1952 it was known as the diseases could be cured by eating certain kinds of vegetables and fruits. In 19th century it was known that the body obtains three substances, namely proteins, fats and carbohydrates from the food. This is the history of the food and nutrition. So till now in this chapter we have learned about the food components, test for starch and fats, proteins, etc. Next, roughages, the use of roughages and its sources. Next, use of water in our body. The next topic is balanced diet, the importance of balanced diet, and we have to avoid the junk foods. Next, the history of the food and nutrition. This is all now for this in this chapter, food component. Go through the textbook, fill up the tables, and the important thing is this, what we have learned in the textbook. These points are very important. Thank you.